mummy's with the maggots now.
Death has come to your little town, Sheriff.
Well, hi there.
Hello and welcome to Would You Die, the show where I'm Austin Torres.
And I'm Anneliese Petersmark.
And guys, I think I fucked up this week. I didn't remember how nasty this movie really got. It's been a while since I saw it. Rewatching this film, I didn't give my lovely co-host and amazing producer a heads up.
Any morning
Nope.
would have been good.
My bad, guys. But we're talking about Audition.
Yes, we are. Well, where to start? Well, I guess I'll start with a synopsis. So, Audition is about a middle-aged widower whose son encourages him to get back out and find another wife after losing his wife to illness. And he goes about it in a really interesting way. He enlists the help of his friend, who is a film producer, to stage fake auditions in order to meet a new girlfriend. And he does. He meets a young woman, and it turns out she is not all that she seems.
Kitty, 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 kitty. This is one of the more notorious films we'll cover on this podcast. Mm-hmm. Which is fun to say in the year where we covered Terrifier.
It's something. Holy shit. Okay. So, what is your historical connection or your personal connection with Audition? When was the first time you saw it?
So, I first watched this movie about 10 years ago. I was in college. Excuse me. Watched it at the Spartan Trumpet House with our mutual friend Cameron and a few other people. But it was Cameron who was the one that...
That makes sense.
Between our friends Cameron and Doug, they showed me a lot of horror movies that I had never seen before. Mm-hmm. Especially because in college is where I liked it in high school, but I really started seeking it out in college. But yeah, Audition was like something that Cameron was like, dude, you never seen Audition? And then I saw Audition and I was like, what the fuck, dude?
You sounded just like him. That was a great impression.
I'm very proud of that. But I'd actually been aware of it even prior because there is a very important television special to me.
Okay.
I've mentioned it on this pod before. It is called Bravo's 100 Scariest Movie Moments.
You have mentioned that before.
This film is featured on that. And I'm pretty sure that's where I first kind of been aware of it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I haven't seen it since 10 years. And while I actually remembered a lot of the movie, I didn't quite remember everything.
Yeah, this was something else.
What is your personal connection with Audition?
So Jeremy and I watched it for the first time yesterday. Whoa. It was definitely not at all what I was expecting. I don't have, as we know, famously, I don't have a good track record with Japanese horror. Mm-hmm. My turn off from horror movies for my entire childhood was the American version, granted, but Ring. And so, yeah, I was really expecting something very similar, which this is not at all. I was kind of expecting something more supernatural because that's a lot of what, not even just Japanese horror, but a lot of Japanese culture is based on like supernatural and magical and mystical elements. So I expected something more of that. This is full psychological horror. So, not at all what I was expecting. I don't really know what I was expecting, but it wasn't this. It's more my thing.
Yeah.
What about you, Jeremy? Is this what you were expecting?
I hated this. But I didn't hate it. The movie itself is fine, and we'll talk. Like, I respect and enjoy what this movie was and trying to do, and I think it was very successful in what it was trying to do. But as a viewing experience, it was not in my top 10. I'll tell you. It was not in my Bravo top. Like, not for me. But I don't know what I was expecting because I went in with zero expectations. I don't have the context of, like, Japanese culture, so it wasn't what I was expecting, I guess, but it wasn't necessarily out of the realm of possibility. I guess, like, we haven't covered a lot of, like, and I hate this term, but we haven't covered a lot of, like, torture porn type movies on this particular podcast.
No. And we'll talk about that movement.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have it.
And so, no, it wasn't what I was expecting, but that's because typically we watch the spooky scary or the jump scare slasher.
This is like a notorious... Like,
this movie made me sick to my stomach.
To borrow a term from the British, this is kind of a video nasty.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a true video nasty because I think those were gone by the time Audition came out, and also Audition is not British.
Right.
It's Japanese.
Yeah.
Right.
But the idea of that, I think, applies to this film. It's definitely a notorious one. Have you guys... So you guys haven't really heard of it.
No, I've done, obviously, because I always do research for our podcast, I've done research since and found out kind of more about, as I was doing, like, my Letterboxd review and stuff, I was seeing a lot of stuff that alluded to this being a more important movie than I was aware of. Same with last week's, honestly. I had no idea that that was such an important movie either, but I have since kind of learned. I've been taught.
I think Audition might be a bit more famous than Deep Red.
Yeah, I would agree from what I've...
But I don't think it's, like, quite... I still think it's horror, like, it's famous amongst the horror community, or infamous amongst the horror community, and not quite... I don't know if normies really know about it.
Yeah. So, for some historical context, the film was originally a project from the Omega Project, which is a Japanese company who basically wanted to capitalize on the success of Ring.
Right. Which had come out the year prior.
Yes. And so they purchased the rights to the book, which was written by Ryu Murakami.
Is the book also called Audition?
It is also called Audition. And it's very similar in plot. It was published in 1997. Follows Aoyama, who's a 42-year-old widower. He wants to spend time with his son, and he wants to find a new wife. And he meets... I can't remember if they pronounce it in the film Asami or Asami.
Asami.
Thank you. I thought so, but I wasn't sure. But it follows her in the book. She's actually an aspiring actress. But after that, pretty much the plot is the same. So, book got published. They bought the rights to the book. They adapted it, obviously, and it premiered at the Vancouver International Film Festival, and then got increased attention at the Rotterdam International Film Festival. That's kind of how it became more known to international audiences. And then it had a theatrical release in Japan after that. It played at festivals. It had smaller theatrical releases in the US and the UK. And yeah, it was received very positively. And then it caused the book to actually get translated into English in 2009. So you can actually go read that book if you would like.
Reading's fun.
Translation.
Reading Rainbow.
Exactly.
Reading Audition.
So getting into our kind of monthly theme of around the world, I feel that this movie is a very uniquely Japanese movie. And I don't know if you agree, but something that I thought was really interesting about this movie that I really enjoyed, but also I know is kind of controversial because from what I saw, some of the lower ratings, the reason they gave it a lower rating was what I'm about to mention. So I'm interested to hear your take on this. But one of the things that I really liked about it is that with the exception of certain scenes, the first 3/4 of the movie, often when you have a horror movie where a lot of the action happens at the very, very end of the movie, you get a lot of very intense, like, dramatic moments with the score and, like, building suspense and all of these things that you're like, it's off. This movie, like, in tone, not in actual events, but in tone, feels very much like just like a normal romantic drama or like, you know, dramatic film. Like there's not a lot of like suspenseful music in the beginning. Like I said, there's exceptions, like the scene where like obviously she's sitting in her apartment, like those scenes, but that almost makes it better because there's such a stark contrast. There's not building tension and then you get that and that's the payoff. It's very like shock value almost. And I really enjoyed that. I thought it kept me on the edge of my seat more than I think a more suspense building film would because of the fact that it's so different from what I'm used to. Not to say that like the suspense building and the tension isn't also fun in its own way. I think it's just different. But I don't know how you feel about that, but I really liked that aspect of this movie.
I kind of agree, but I feel a little differently, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Like, I don't think I'm disagreeing, but for me, the film is actually a really fun, if not dark, romantic comedy until it's not in the last 20 minutes or 20 or so minutes.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know, it kind of plays like a romantic comedy of the 90s. Where, if you think about them, a lot of them are kind of fucked up.
Yeah. If you do actually think too hard about a lot of romantic comedies, they can be considered horror.
And I think this is kind of a play on that. But then it's like, oh, but we're going to go places.
Yeah.
I do like the slower, but it's like, it feels like, I don't know, that this, I like, to me, I don't find the first 2/3 slow. I find it to be of a different genre.
Yeah, I agree.
And I like that too.
Yeah, that's kind of what I mean by it. And I like...
But I can see why people think it's slow.
Because when you know that you're going into it watching a horror movie, a lot of these things seem like red flags. Like his friend is literally sitting here and being like, there are so many red flags with this woman. Do not go out with this woman.
Right.
But we're watching him just be like, it's fine. I trust my instincts. It's all good. Like, I got it.
I love that we're covering this movie the same year we did our modern romance month.
Yeah.
Because while this wouldn't have fit because it didn't come out this decade, there's a lot of parallels with this and like Fresh. I think they hold a lot of parallels together. A little bit of Companion.
Yeah.
I think. Not that we covered it, but this film just came out. I've been thinking a lot about Obsession. I think there's a lot of parallels between Obsession and Audition.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised if Kiri Barker has seen Audition.
I was thinking the same thing, honestly. It feels very...
Yo, you want to have a bad day? Do the Audition Obsession
double
feature.
Yeah, real. No, because I was thinking the same thing when I was watching this movie. I was like, oh, this is like Obsession 1. Like, this is like Obsession 1.0.
It's like a different generation's Obsession.
For sure. And I think, like, to that point, back to kind of our theme for the month. I want to tread carefully here because I am not Japanese.
Oh, it's also a different culture.
Right. Like, I don't want to, like state things or put things in people's mouths for a culture that I am not from. But specifically in the 90s, like late 90s, early 2000s, and a lot of things have come a long way here and there was this like kind of immense pressure for women to have it all, and that's very much exemplified in our main character. Aoyama is a nice man. Like, he is a good father, a really good father.
He works
and, like,
hard.
He works hard and everything.
Suffered loss.
Yes.
Like,
and yet one of the first things that we learn about him is he wants a wife who's much younger than him, early 20s to early 30s, when this man is in his 40s.
Right.
And he has like a list of criteria for a woman, like a very lofty list too. And this is kind of playing on this pressure of that women of the time, specifically Japanese women, obviously, because this is made by Japanese people and whatever, but like I think even American women can relate to this. This idea that like women had to be very accomplished. Like, that's even something he mentions. She has to be good at something. She has to have something that she's good at. And I don't think that's like a bad thing for like somebody to have a criteria, like a list of criteria, but to put it on an audition sheet and literally audition women to be your significant other.
Right.
Under nefarious purposes too. Like, it feels really disturbing.
It's creepy.
Yeah.
And I think Ariyama, is that how you say his?
Aoyama?
Aoyama?
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a 3D, very fleshed out character with both good and bad attributes. I don't think he's a villain like certain boyfriend characters of horror movies. Bear.
Bear.
Honestly, there's so many. But he's the topic of current horror discourse. But like Ariyama, he's a lot more nuanced because I think he genuinely falls for Asami. But at the same time, an audition, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
In his defense, this was like 15 years before Tinder became a thing.
That's true. And there's some things you could say. I think the difference is that in dating apps, it's consensual.
Right, exactly.
It is, a two-way thing where you're both on
also,
display.
this is a plot of a rom-com in America in the 2000s.
Oh, yeah.
Or the 90s.
Absolutely. This would have come out. And, like, the scene with the audition is very funny.
Yeah.
Where, like, they're asking all of these, like, funny questions and the women are answering in really funny ways and everything like that. It's a really interesting, like, first 3/4 of the movie.
Yeah.
And I think it, like, also speaks to this idea of, like, again, like, obsession. Be careful what you wish for.
Right.
Because he has this list. Nowhere on that list, to be fair, was she can't be a psycho who keeps a man in a bag in her apartment. He never said that.
It's true.
So that's on him, honestly.
If that wasn't on the deal breakers.
For not clarifying, that's on you.
And to kind of, while we're kind of on this topic, I do want to shift it over to Asami a little bit. Because she's like... she's her, to put it simply. Not to talk about obsession too much on the Audition episode. Should we ever cover obsession, we'll have to talk about Audition.
Yeah, we will.
But there's a lot of discourse right now about Bear being the villain of obsession. I think, like I said, Ariyama, he's a flawed character who's mostly good but does a fucked up thing. Asami's a villain through and through. And I think she's a villain you can have empathy for, because what she comes from is really fucked up, and I totally get it. I kind of see her on like the good for her horror movie posts sometimes. And I think she belongs on them the same way Pearl does. where it's like I feel for Pearl. I see where she's coming from. Pearl's a bad person.
Yeah, I literally mentioned this to Anneliese yesterday. There were some people I saw in Letterboxd reviews being like, "This is a like I don't care what anybody says. This is a good for her story." I'm like, no, like this is a trauma can fuck a bitch up.
Yeah,
but she's a bad person.
Right.
Story. This is not a good for her story. It's what she. There's nothing good about what she did.
Right.
Like at all.
And I think she kind of hot take. I think she's doing it to the wrong guy. I think Ariyama's friend Yoshimoto. Am I close?
Yasuhisa.
I'm not close at all.
No.
Yasuhisa.
The one that helped him set up the
Yeah.
auditions.
Yeah.
The one who gave him the idea.
For sure. But like even then,
But
her
even
issue...
then, he knew. Hey, these are so many red flags.
Okay, but here's my thing though too. Is I think it's exactly what you were gonna say. She is not mad that he tricked her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not what she's mad at. She's mad that he has a son that he likes.
That.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's not like, hey.
Yeah, you're right, because
she's
says,
not like the audition is the problem. She's like, hey, you're
have
not
a
allowed
son.
to love other fucking people.
Yeah.
Like that's wild.
Yeah.
And
That's
it's not another
obsession.
woman. Right.
Whoa.
That's audition. No,
We're,
just kidding.
we're
Sorry.
relevant. But
Also a dog.
yeah, she didn't have to do that.
She kills the dog.
Yeah, she's
The
upset that
cutest fucking beagle puppy I've ever fucking seen.
she's upset that he loves other things, even non-romantically.
Right.
He's not allowed to feel the feeling of love for other beings. That's her issue. It has nothing to do with the audition. She
How
would have
dare
every
you
right.
have paternal love for your only
Right.
son?
Right, and like she has every right to be upset about the audition thing. That is a logical thing to be upset about. Even this would be a dramatic reaction to that, but she'd have every right to be that. It's even more egregious that like she's kind of like, yeah, cool, that's fine. But I'm sorry, you say you love your son, motherfucker? Right. Like, yeah. Right. So like the good for her thing, I'm like, I think there are movies where that plot line exists, and I think that is a real argument for certain.
They're definitely
quote unquote villains of movies, or like anti-heroes or whatever you want to call them, but like
right.
Not this one.
And that's why I compared her to Pearl, because I empathize with Pearl. You know, helping, like, she can't go out. Her family's poor. She has to take care of her sick dad sometimes. You know, I feel for her. She's a star. She wants to go out and dance. You murdered so many fucking people, Pearl.
Does anybody want a glimpse into my personal life with Jeremy? Sometimes.
Not really. Not for this movie.
No, you do. Sometimes when Jeremy decides that he's going to go play video games instead of hanging out with me, I say, "Why are you leaving me? Even though I didn't do anything wrong, I thought you liked me."
Now you can see. Now you can say, "Kitty, kitty, 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 kitty."
I'm going to start doing that like from the doorway while he's playing his video game.
Yep.
Standing in there.
What's the one thing she said? I'm going to say it in English because I don't speak Japanese clearly. But where she's like, words can tell lies. Pain is the truth, or something like that. You can use that.
I'm just going to start going, kitty, 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 kitty. And then I'm going to follow it with, I love you so much. Sometimes it feels like it's not mutual. Whenever
you guys, like, this is more specifically towards you, Anneliese, but whenever you guys start dissing my goat, John Williams, I'm going to be like, no, don't do that. And then I'm going to be like, kitty, 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 kitty.
Yeah, and then we're all going to die.
Dude, I'm so fucking serious when I say the Audition Obsession double feature would actually go so fucking hard.
I now kind of want to do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to watch this movie again.
And then Companion will be the somewhat relevant palate cleanser for both of them.
Yeah.
Because Companion's really good.
You're a fucking palate cleanser. You know you fucked up. Oh, God.
That is a great day. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But you have to start with Audition. watch.
Yeah.
Because I think Audition's easily the darkest and the most messed up.
Mm-hmm. So I want to talk about cultural impact because I think that this is going to be a longer section than it usually is or than it has been in the past, if that's okay.
Yes, we will. Can I just say something real quick? Speaking of palate cleansers.
I guess so, if you have to.
When I was rewatching Audition for today's recording, I watched it on a Saturday night, but I was getting sleepy around 11.
Mm-hmm.
So I paused, or I turned it off. I went to bed. I woke up 9 in the morning on a Sunday. So I slept in a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Watched the last hour of Audition. Said, that was a movie. Then I went and saw The Mandalorian and Grogu, which was a perfect palate cleanser.
That's so real.
I was like, Grogu, save me.
Grogu saved me. And he did.
This is the way.
This is the way. To Jeremy Allen White. That's all I know. The only thing I know about that movie is he's in it. That's all I got.
You mean Jabba the Ripped?
Yeah, exactly.
Jabba the Swole? Jabba the Jacked?
Jabba the Jabberwock. Sorry.
Cultural impact.
So, here's the thing. This
boom.
movie... I have to stop saying that. I'm so tired of that shit. This movie...
Well, that's too damn bad.
falls kind of
Yeah.
in the splatter film genre.
Yes.
And kind of kicks off the torture porn era of the 2000s.
I don't know if this one is technically a torture porn, but I think it has enough elements.
I think it's definitely a front runner. I think it's absolutely.
I think it's like what Psycho and Texas Chainsaw Massacre are for slasher films.
Yeah, exactly.
Where
it's
they
a precursor.
They have the attributes, but they come before the movement.
Yeah, exactly. But in this case, it's just before the movement. So, splatter films have
Like
been
5
around.
years, right?
Like 3 or 4.
Because Saw kicks it off, and I don't even think Saw is one. That came out in 2004.
I mean, it's also applied to like Ichi the Killer and like.
Which Ichi the Killer is
Basma.
also Takashi Miike, the filmmaker of this film.
Exactly.
I've never seen Ichi the Killer.
I haven't either, but
If you guys have, let us know. Should we watch it? How much will we hate you if we do?
well, anyway, so splatter films
Yes.
as a genre have been around for a very long time. The term splatter film was popularized by a 1981 book by John McCarty called Splatter Movies, Breaking the Last Taboo, which is a survey of the subgenre of splatter films. And basically what it is it focuses on graphic portrayals of gore, graphic violence. And then in the, things like Psycho and The Curse of Frankenstein and The Horror of Dracula, and Jigoku, which is another Japanese film, kind of are considered the like beginning of splatter films. Now, obviously, when we hear those titles, we don't necessarily think of them and think, whoa, those have major gore in them.
Right.
Because like we are, they've done more than that in times since. But we are like, when we look forward to like 1980 with Cannibal Holocaust, that is considered a splatter film, but also kind of like a mockumentary.
Yeah,
And
it's
then-
like one of the first, if not the first, mockumentary, I believe.
Right. I believe it is the first. But now we get, like, in modern day, we get things like the Terrifier series. That is for sure in the splatter film genre. And then we get into the 2000s. Specifically, the way that most people describe it is 2003 to 2009 is the prime torture porn genre.
Okay.
It combines elements of splatter and slasher films generally. So we're looking at like Saw and its sequels. We're looking at Hostel.
That's like the big one.
The big
I
one.
think.
Yeah.
Probably like The Collector is
Yeah.
there.
Wolf Creek.
Oh yeah. Ooh, that's a Australian nasty movie.
I actually have seen that one in a strange series of events.
It's a nasty movie.
It's a nasty movie. And a lot of movies that aren't necessarily considered torture porn have like crossover into the genres where more blood and violence and kind of shock factor scenes are included.
So maybe kind of like
genres.
the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake.
Yeah,
'Cause that's
exactly.
around this time.
It also kind of started to happen in like crime thrillers. So rather being about like the aftermath, which a lot of crime thrillers were previously, then it became sort of like about the actual gruesome murder itself.
Yeah, because like Zodiac came out in 2005, and that features one of the more disturbing murder scenes, and it's not like typically thought of as a horror film. Because David Fincher, he also did Seven.
Right.
But Seven, that's more about the aftermath, to your point. Seven is pre-Audition.
Yeah.
Zodiac is 2005. Zodiac's post. So I think that kind of proves your point.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of... The other thing is, like, the simultaneous trend that was happening kind of in the middle of this, but then shortly after, is the reboot of earlier horror films was also happening during this time, and a lot of those remakes were considered torture porn as well, like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like The Hills Have Eyes.
Honestly, that original Hills Have Eyes too.
Yeah,
probably
for sure.
Is that and the original Last House on the Left could be probably considered like precursors.
Yes.
But yeah, those remakes. Rob Zombie's Halloween. Oh, Rob Zombie's Devil's Rejects and House of a Thousand Corpses for sure.
For sure. The Last House on the Left is also kind of considered a torture porn. Like, obviously that's not Rob Zombie. I just meant like.
But like as a because that was 72.
Yes.
I watched.
But
that.
I mean the remake.
Oh,
2009.
I think the remake's actually more tame than the original, but that's just
yes,
me.
I would agree. But from everything that I've heard, the remake is much more tame than the original. I've never seen either of them. At the close of the decade, the heavy hitters that we kind of associate, the ones that I like to call the edgy kids movies, which is the movies that when I was a teenager, everybody would like dare each other to watch. There's two of them. I mean, there's more than this, but there's two of them that I think of when I think of this: Human Centipede.
Oh yeah,
2009, and a Serbian film.
You didn't watch that, did you?
I didn't watch it.
Okay.
No, I've seen Human Centipede. Did not see a Serbian film. Probably will never see a Serbian film unless we have to cover it for this podcast, which I'll brave it. But
I don't intend on putting that one.
Cool.
Because I don't want to watch it.
I've read synopses.
Yeah.
I don't need to. But anyway, my point here is that a lot of these movies in this decade have a lot of similar things to the last quarter of Audition.
Yes.
So we've talked a lot about the first three quarters. Let's kind of get into the fucked up shit that happens at the end of this fucking movie.
And before we go further, we're going to talk in detail. It's going to be graphic.
It will
Going to be ghost. I'm speaking in baby terms because I'm trying to lighten up the mood.
That was gross, not ghosts. There's no ghosts in this movie. Like I said, not a supernatural one.
But I do recommend people watch this movie. You'll hate us for it, and then you'll love us.
And then you'll be like, wow, I watched an important movie.
You're going to hate the act of watching it, but you're going to be glad you watched it.
It is a movie that, like, a 24-hour period later, you're like, okay, I get it, but I hated that, and I'll watch it again in a decade.
I haven't seen it I haven't said this in a while, but this is a movie that feels like a movie.
Oh, yeah, it is.
It also feels like a very bad experience to have. So yeah, we are going to be talking about this in graphic detail. If this is not like your bag, I would leave. If stuff like this squicks you out, I would leave. If you have made it like 30 minutes into this episode and you're not like you're still here, I don't know what you're like. If this is not your thing after we just talked about torture porn, you gotta go. I figure it out. Okay, anyway, we're gonna get into it.
All right, but for the people who aren't wussies, I'm kidding. That's a joke. Glad you're still here.
So, for context, for those of you playing along at home, if you listen to the Terrifier episode, you know my thoughts on Terrifier. This movie fucked me up more than Terrifier. And as Austin said, that's because it's a better movie. And again, we've talked about how, like,
I wasn't trying to throw shade at Terrifier, because I like that movie.
This is just a vastly more important movie also. But, as you've said, like, the Terrifier sequels kind of retroactively make the first movie better. And I am intrigued to see the sequels. I'm excited for that. I'm excited to get into those. However,
I think you'll like Sienna.
This movie, it fucked me up. So, the turn sort of happens. And again, we see disturbing images before this point. We see Asami in her own apartment, like, sitting there hunched over the phone. We see a sack move just mysteriously. We hear his filmmaker friend give us these warning after warning after warning of, like, hey, our references aren't checking out. Like, I wouldn't do this. There are a lot of things that we get that are red flags. But the actual turning point happens when they go away for a weekend. Which, I don't know if this is a cultural thing, so I cannot speak to this. But just as an aside, this man tells his son, hey, I have a girlfriend. You haven't met her. I've never talked about her. I am going to propose to her this weekend, and, like, you'll meet her eventually. Again, I don't know if that's a cultural thing. I can't speak to that. That would, as a child, that would fuck me up. That's all I'm saying. He seems cool with it. For me, I'm like, that's wild that you just decided, hey, I'm not going to let you meet this girl before I propose to her. I'm also not going to tell this woman who I'm proposing marriage to that I have a child. Because here's my thing. Maybe this would have gone differently. If on the first date, when he was not pledging his love to her, he would have been like, I have a son. She probably would have been like, this is not going to work out. Because I need somebody who's in it for me. Goodbye. Maybe. Probably not. She's a psycho. But maybe. You never know. You don't know because you didn't do that. And that's all I have to say about that. But they go away together. He's about to propose marriage. But before he does, she lets him in on, like, kind of her deep, dark past. And shows him these scars on her legs. And this is where he fucks up. She says, I need you to love me and only me. And he says, sure.
Oof.
But she meant literally, not figuratively.
She meant, fuck your son. Not like that.
Nope. No son, no friends, no dog, just me.
And she meant it.
And she really did mean that. When she finds out that he has other people, it does not go well. She sneaks into his house. She kills his dog. She spikes his alcohol.
And she kills the dog off screen, but they show the aftermath a bit later, and it's very brutal.
It's bad.
And kind of shocking.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the appetizer for what's to come.
Yes. And, like, okay, so while he's drugged, this is where it gets weird, because now you're not sure what's a hallucination, what's real. We get into that kind of dream sequency stuff. But he gets dragged back to her apartment. There is a man there. He is missing both feet, his tongue, an ear, and 3 fingers. All of which Shigeharu was warned earlier that the police found an extra tongue, an extra ear, 3 extra fingers when they recovered a body at a restaurant that Asami worked at.
Mm-hmm.
We found who those belonged to. And then, the most disturbing moment in the movie, for me, maybe not for you, but for me, this man crawls out and begs for food. Asami vomits into a dog bowl, and then he eats it.
No. No.
This has been the Would You Die podcast.
Jeremy's just like, you are not ruining The Simpsons for me today.
No. It's a rough scene. It is a rough scene. At this moment, Anneliese looked over at me, and I just looked at her and said, I hate this movie.
I'm going to be perfectly honest. I blocked that part out,
Yeah.
I guess, because I didn't remember any of it. And I did something I haven't done in a very long time.
Fast forward.
Not that.
Because we did.
I looked
No, we
away.
didn't.
That scene? I think we did.
No, I just looked away.
Oh.
I haven't done that in a very long time. But I did.
I hated it. So anyway, if you wonder about the cultural impact of this movie, it's that it's fully torture porn. It may not be labeled torture porn. It is, in fact, torture porn. Then the wire saw comes out. I need you to understand that this is not the climax of the fucking movie.
Oh, you're talking about something different. I thought you were talking about the climax of the movie. You're talking about her, like...
Yes. So...
revenge on...
Yeah. So
ballet
we
teacher.
see
Yeah.
her revenge on the ballet teacher, who in the book, fun fact, is her stepfather. Makes it worse for me.
Mm-hmm.
She takes out a wire saw. She then explains that this wire saw cuts through meat really well. Spoiler alert, it fucking doesn't. She really has to work on it. She looks at this wire saw with more love than she's ever looked at any man in the whole movie. Lovingly, as if it's her own child. And then she beheads this man. I'm not trying to be like a summary podcast. We all know. But I just need you all to understand that I'm watching all of this going, like, with no warning from my dear friend Austin, who, here's the thing about Austin, is sometimes he gives, like, too many trigger warnings. Like, sometimes he'll be like, hey, the dog in this one, you gotta watch out for it. And I'll be like, it's a horror movie, man. Like, I know people are gonna die. This one, nothing. He was just like, good luck, have fun, it's Japanese.
In my defense, I forgot how bad it really was.
Yeah, it's real bad.
Because I haven't seen it in a decade.
Uh-huh.
But you know what? Another fun double feature. Audition and Jaws.
Explain this one, man.
Horror movies that have piano wire.
That's a crazy connection, I guess.
Because Quint uses a piano wire as and then it cuts his hand at one point.
It does.
And then the piano wire cuts a little bit more than just hands.
Yeah.
In Audition.
Yeah. He also performs acupuncture, or she performs acupuncture on her beloved.
But she's not very good at it.
She's really bad at it. She
But that's
sticks
the
it
point,
in his
too.
eyes and shit.
It's like purposely bad.
Yeah.
Because like she said, words can lie. Pain is truth.
Pain is truth, bitch. I love that for you. You know? Anyway.
Kitty, 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 kitty.
So, Audition obviously has been, like, other than its influence on torture porn, it's also influenced, like, torture porn directors. Eli Roth
That was the big one when I was doing my reading on Wikipedia.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, that tracks.
Yeah. Stated that it influenced him to make Hostel. And is it pronounced Mike? Is that how it's pronounced?
Takashi Miike?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He makes a cameo in Hostel.
I think that's really cool.
He's one of the customers of the kidnappers.
I think that's really cool.
Audition has been referenced a ton in Western popular culture. It also influenced American Mary.
By the Saska sisters.
By the Saska sisters. I love that movie.
Mm-hmm.
We've talked about American Mary on this podcast before, actually.
And I see the connection.
Jeremy, do you want to tell your joke now about Quentin Tarantino? Or did you already tell it on the mic?
No, that was on the mic. It was on a Letterboxd review that I saw somewhere, and they were like, because Quentin Tarantino, like, famously has put this movie in, like, a top 10 list of, like, films everybody needs to see.
Mm-hmm. And he's right.
And somebody was like, I can't believe a top 10 movie of Quentin Tarantino's is a movie that features somebody who doesn't have feet.
That's so funny.
And that's hilarious because he has a foot fetish.
That's the joke.
Yeah. So a lot of influence on different works, including both in and out of the torture porn genre.
And like I said earlier, it was featured on Bravo's 100 Scariest Movie Moments, which at first it's like, okay, yeah. This was a Bravo 2004 show.
Mm-hmm.
And it was mostly American films. So, and when I say that, I mean, like, it's mostly mainstream American films on this list. Like, they put in The Wizard of Oz and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and Jurassic Park, which in fairness all have scary scenes, but they're going for like movies that most people who watch Bravo have probably seen.
Mm-hmm.
For them to have Audition in the lineup, and it's really high in the lineup too.
Yeah.
I think that's based, and Shudder had just put out a show called 101 Scariest Movie Moments, and I believe Audition's in the top 10.
I would believe it.
I think it was top 15 for the Bravo and then top 10 for Shudder's version.
It's also on the list of the 1001 book, which is 1001 movies to see before you die.
Mm-hmm.
Hugely, like, which is just a huge list of just, like, every single movie that's important. The most recent iteration is from 2020, so it only goes to 2020. But it, like, starts with, like, a trip to the moon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it starts with, like, the first one, the Great Train Robbery, like, that kind of stuff, and goes until 2020. And it's obviously in chronological order, so it's somewhere in the 600s. But, yeah, like, the fact that when a horror movie makes a list like that, you know that it's very important to the genre.
Right.
So, yeah.
It's probably one of the more famous Japanese films to Americans.
Mm-hmm.
That's not like Godzilla or anime, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like that, The Ring, Ju-on the Grudge, where, like, I think the average American might have heard of them.
Yeah.
Obviously, they've heard of, like, Godzilla.
Mm-hmm. Fun fact about Ju-on the Grudge, actually. The main character in this movie, played by Ryo Ishibashi,
Mm-hmm.
was in the American remake, The Grudge and The Grudge 2.
Oh, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
The one with Buffy?
Yes.
Hell
the one
yeah.
with Sarah Michelle Gellar.
That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, is it time for kitty relatives?
No.
Our auditionatives?
Auditionatives.
Our dog bowl vomit.
Asami litives.
Piano wire litives. Severed foot litives.
Ballet litives.
Dinosaur the kids are talking about dinosaurs at one point.
That's true. They're talking about dinosaurs a lot. That kid's really into dinosaurs.
He's talking about parrots. He pulled that like 10 out of 10 girl from the subway talking about fucking Parasaurolophus.
That's true. He did.
My boy,
That's Austin's dream.
One, accomplished. Two, you don't need to have like an elaborate audition scheme to get a woman. You go on this fucking subway and you start talking mad ball about fucking Parasaurolophus and Compsognathus, Dilophosaurus. Say the dinosaurs that aren't T-Rex and Triceratops. Mm-hmm. Yo, you ever hear of Acrocanthosaurus? You're about to. As the kids say, risen with the tizzle.
Austin, who would you save?
I'd save the beagle puppy.
Okay.
He didn't deserve. He's so fucking cute.
That's true.
And the like little puppet they used for its dead was so horrifying to look at. You can kind of tell it's a puppet, but it's like that makes it worse.
It does make it worse. I think I'm gonna save Shigehiko, who is Shigeharu's son. Just from like the trauma that he has to go through.
So you're not saving Ariyama?
No.
Does he deserve this?
Sorry, who?
Ariyama? Ariyama?
Aoyama?
Aoyama?
Shigeharu, yeah. Shigeharu Aoyama.
Yeah. Does he deserve this?
No, he doesn't deserve it, but his son deserves it less. His son
fair.
isn't the one who ignored all of the red flags.
And his son's a reason why he's alive, really.
Yeah. So I want him to be less traumatized.
Shout out to the son. Oh, yeah, because the son, it was in self-defense, but he murdered.
He killed that bitch.
Yeah. He was right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yo, the fucking neck moving when it's broke.
Please don't. I need you to stop so bad.
Talk about a bent neck lady. Shout out Mike Flanagan, who was our MVP of May.
What is your favorite scare?
All right. As much as I want to say, kitty, 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 again, the scene where he calls her and she's just waiting in the apartment. Like,
oh, yeah.
Like, just waiting there, and she has that, like, devilish smile. That's, like, one of the creepiest smiles ever put to film. Mm-hmm. And it's framed beautifully. Yeah. It's like a manga still. Or frame.
Yeah, it really is.
You know what you know exactly what I mean. Not that I've read a lot of manga, but I know the imagery to a point. Mm-hmm. And this whole time, there's like this bag in the background, which you can see it, but your attention is on her. Mm-hmm. The bag's not moving, it's on her. So as she's just kind of like listening, all of a sudden this bag just goes with this horrible hog squeal. Mm-hmm. You find out later a person's in there, but that's not the sound effect they used.
Nope.
They used something inhuman for that, and you're just like, what the fuck? Yeah. Because if you're not expecting that, your attention's on Asami. Yeah. Being creepy as fuck. So I think that's a brilliant scare, and it got me again. And I knew that one was coming.
I think for me, that one was... I think that one's like the obvious choice, but if I'm going with something different, right? Mm-hmm. I think I'm going to go with the moment that they are sitting in the hotel room and she is like sitting on the bed, like slouched over, kind of the way that she, like in a very reminiscent pose of the way she was when she was in her apartment. Mm-hmm. And he's like trying to talk to her and she's just like not there. I think for me that like shows the turn very well. So I'm gonna go with that scene.
Jeremy. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were done.
I was just gonna say, because like the scene before, they show like the beautiful beach and like their view and everything.
Yeah.
And it looks like this very pleasant romantic getaway. And then like when she gets in there, it's very obvious through the curtains that it's still daylight. The curtains are closed. Like it's very dark in the room, and it's just a very like you can see like that's when it turns.
Yeah. Jeremy, what is your favorite scare?
There's a lot in this one that freaked me out.
It's scary.
It is. I'm stuck between the moment where the bag just like flips, right?
It's so good.
It's really good. I'm stuck between that and the dog bowl thing. The dog bowl thing is like not really scary though, as much as it is just gross. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not like frightening. It's just like ugh.
I mean, like, it's terrifying to, like, think about conceptually, but
For
it's not,
sure.
like, a scare, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
Tony Todd Award for movie MVP.
I think there's actually a lot of options
I agree.
for this one. I know who I'm going to pick. I'm just kind of bringing him up just because I don't want to mispronounce anyone's name. I want to make sure I get it correct.
Mm-hmm.
Because we respect others and we don't care who knows.
Fuck yeah.
So Ryu Ishibashi, who plays Aoyama, he, I think he centers this film.
Fair.
And Ihi Shina, who plays Asami, don't get me wrong, she is fantastic. But if we don't have Ryu's performance holding everything down, I don't think she gets to soar the way she does. And I think he brings a lot of empathy to a character that could be played a bit less nuanced, and the film would be lesser for it. Because there's like moments where it's like when he's talking to Asami in like the initial courtship, and he's almost like a nervous kid.
Yeah.
You know, and in the character's like defense, this is a 40-year-old showman, but he's never really he's been married.
Yeah.
And then he raised a kid by himself. I think his performance just brings a lot of heart to a character that could have easily been a villain also. And I think the writing helps with that, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of elements at play here. And a lot of contenders, but yeah, mine's going to go to Ryu. How about you?
I'm going to say Ihishina.
Yeah, that is correct.
I think she does such a good job at both Asamis. Like, she plays this very sweet, timid girl at the beginning. Very, like, stereotypical, like, young woman in Japan in the 90s. And then this switch, like you said, even just, like, the smile is so good.
The glee she has in the final torture scene where she's applying the needles and then brings out her baby, aka the piano wire saw.
Has Austin met anyone from this cast?
No. Not this week.
Not this week. Yeah, that's fair. I kind of figured. Okay, is the score better than Jaws?
No.
No, it is not.
I did like the little song at the end, kind of like a Japanese pop song to help a little bit of water after that fucking pill. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's super fair. So the score was done by Koji Endo.
We've talked about him before?
Have we?
His name sounds familiar.
His name does sound familiar. He does a lot of, I mean, like, he's mostly done Japanese things.
Maybe I've just heard his name before.
Yeah, I think maybe that's the case. Because we've only done one Japanese movie before then. He did not do Ringu. So, yeah, it seems like he's mostly known for, like, J-dramas. And he did do JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Well, maybe
The live action.
maybe I've seen his name in regards to that. Not that I've seen that show, but
That's a famous one.
it's a
though,
famous one, right?
Yeah, so he's done a lot of like movies and TV shows and everything in Japan. Trying to think of like other ones that maybe he did Audition. If you didn't know,
Nice.
it's a pretty good get. No, he did the live action Ace Attorney as well. Like he's done a lot of like live action versions of anime and manga. So
Okay.
a fine addition to your collection. Do you own this one?
So, here's the thing.
Bum bum.
There you go.
Yay.
No, I don't. But Arrow Video is coming out with a limited edition 4K.
I literally am looking at it right now, and it's really fucking cool.
It comes out June 15th, which is after, like, this episode airs. Obviously after the date of recording, but after release as well.
Yeah.
Maybe it came out by the time you're listening to this. I don't know. Podcasting's wonky like that. What is time? Magnets, how do they work?
Huh.
But I will be purchasing that. And also, I have a magnet of Asami. And it says, Kiri, 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 Kiri.
That's hilarious.
How about you? Are you going to buy this masterpiece?
I don't think so. And it's just because I'm not going to watch it again for a while.
But here's my philosophy. You don't need to have it to watch it. Sometimes it's just vibes for the shelf.
That's true.
And if it's pretty, in this case, the cover is pretty.
It is very pretty.
There's just too many movies that
I want to own that
I
will
want to
watch.
own that I would watch and that I need to own that like dude, I don't own the movie Moneyball physically. And I'm Jeremy.
I own that movie. What are you doing?
Well,
That's crazy.
yeah. But my point is like, you know, like if I don't own that movie,
I'm not owning Audition.
I can't own Audition.
All right. That's
I guess
fair.
that's fair. In my defense, I own a lot of movies.
That's fair.
And I would like this one because even if I don't watch it for another 10 years, I think I do think it's an important film.
You collect movies the way I collect books, though.
That's
it's
fair,
like
yeah.
it's a different thing. All right, get out your Letterboxd reviews, gentlemen, please.
Kiri.
Okay.
Sorry.
So, I rated this movie 3 stars.
Trace.
And
That's
I
not
just
that
said, no thank you.
No, thank you.
That's my whole review. No thank you.
Did you give it a heart?
No. I couldn't in good faith give it a heart. I could not with fidelity give it a heart.
I could not in good faith give this film a heart. It's so funny to me.
I also gave this 3 stars. And I said, torture porn isn't for me, but this is very good at being what it is.
I think that's fair. I gave this film 4 stars and a heart
Yeah.
because I am the most cultured of this trio. And I said, I first watched Audition 10 years ago and will probably wait another 10 years before watching it again. LOL. The rare film that doesn't just earn its notorious reputation, but exceeds it.
That's real. That's good.
Can I read you one of my favorite Letterboxd reviews for this one?
Is it the quesadilla one?
Yes.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, so yes.
Okay, so this is from Karsten. Shout out Karsten. Gave this a 3.5-star review with a heart and said, my Wi-Fi went down 20 minutes before this was over. So I was like, oh, okay. I'll use this time to make a quesadilla that I've been craving this whole time. So I make the quesadilla, right? Wi-Fi comes back on. I press play. And what I'm trying to say is, I'm not going to eat this quesadilla.
That's awesome.
That's an awesome review.
I have one.
Okay.
This is from Patrick Willems. He gave this film 4.5 stars and a heart.
Wow.
And he said, I love watching people watch Audition almost as much as I love Audition. I think that's so... That is where I went wrong. I should have watched this film with you guys.
This was one
This
that
was
we
one
should have watched together.
This is
for
definitely what we
sure.
should have watched together.
Anyway, believe it or not, once again, no Supernatural alumni in this one.
Oh.
Shocker. So it's time for our special edition superlative. Have you guys been to Japan, and would you go to Japan?
I'll go first. I haven't been to Japan, and I would go in a heartbeat. I'd go less than a heartbeat. I would go like so fast. You would be like, "Hey, do you want to go to Japan?" And I'm like already there. I bought the tickets. I can't afford them. We used your credit card, but but we going.
Fuck. Here's the thing.
Bum,
Bum,
bum.
bum.
Same. Never been. Would go like immediately. Like we can. Like, do you guys want to get on a plane right now?
And here is how you, dear listener, can help by recommending a friend to join our Patreon.
For only $3 a month, you can hear us do bonus episodes with the theme of the month with a non-horror twist. And you can hear us do sports podcasts every week. You can hear us do the Godzilla Project.
And you can help fund our pilgrimage to Japan to meet Godzilla.
Exactly. Godzilla, Asami, we'll meet them all.
Samara, or Sadako, I should say.
Yeah.
Pikachu's there.
Who's not featured on the podcast, but is featured prominently on the shirt that Austin's currently wearing.
And in my heart.
And in his heart.
Yoshi.
Yoshi, who's featured on the hat.
I am wearing a Yoshi. I did forget that for a second.
I don't have anything Japanese on me, but just trust me when I say that I would also.
I'm wearing a Ninja Turtle shirt. That feels like it could be Japanese. It's not, but it feels like it could be.
I feel like that's crazy to say. You
Is it
can't
because
just
they're
be
ninjas?
like, yeah, it's because they're ninjas
And mostly animated, except for those weird ones.
with teeth.
Yeah.
With
Those weird ones from the 90s, 80s? I don't even know. When were those ones
the
made?
Michael Bay one was pretty weird.
The Michael Bay one was weird. That was the one with Megan Fox, I think. Yeah.
Was she in that?
Yeah.
I knew she was in the Transformers movies. I didn't realize she was in that.
Yeah.
Was she April O'Neil?
Sorry, what are we talking
No, I don't think she was like a separate character.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. Sorry, Megan Fox and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh. They were gonna name the turtles Japanese names, and then they couldn't settle on 4 that they liked, so they went with Leonardo, Donatello, Raphael, and Michelangelo, which are, that's the same.
They're artists. Well, canonically, Splinter found a art book in the sewer and named them after his favorite pieces.
Well, they really like pizza, and that's also Italian.
Yeah, but they're also from New York.
But these are Italian artists,
That's true.
and they like pizza, so it still works out.
Yeah.
Oh, it works out. Okay, well, that's crazy.
You mean to tell me Donatello didn't have a love for pizza?
Jeremy, would you go to Japan?
Oh, yeah. Yes, I would. I like Nintendo.
Feels racist. But,
It's not. That's where it's from.
but that's the only thing you like about Japan?
They have baseball there, too. They like it more than we do, maybe.
That's true.
So
They have the best baseball player who ever lived. Shohei Ohtani.
Well, he's here now.
That's true.
Miggy Cabrera?
Miguel Cabrera,
I've
famous
actually-
Japanese man.
Actually, if we ever were to go to Japan, that is one thing that I want to do is play like Shohei Hide and Seek or Shohei I Spy, which people do. because Shohei Ohtani,
He's
like
like one
he's
of the
on
most
every
famous.
ad everywhere.
Oh.
So like people will just like every time they see a Shohei ad, like they'll take a picture of Shohei. Like every time he's anywhere, and you just end up with like a whole folder of it. I would do that.
Arguably, like the most famous Japanese person alive currently.
Pikachu?
person. Human person.
That feels a little racist, but
Neil's not a person. I still love him.
he's not.
No, he's a cat.
What's the
Pikachu?
difference?
Ryan Reynolds?
Okay. Austin, would you die?
No. Because I wouldn't have auditions to find a girl. I get swiped left on Tinder like a man.
It's good.
And even I know 90 red flags in a row when I see them. 89, I might. 90, I know. Above that, I might be teetering in danger zone, but
It's fair.
even I know she cray-cray. How about you? Would you die?
No, because I would simply just like be like, hey, up front, I've got people in my life who I adore. Like my family and my pets and also my fiance. So I wouldn't be on a date anyway, but like if I was single, I would still be like, I have friends and family who I love.
I thought you were gonna say something different. I thought you were gonna say no because I'm a woman.
Well, that too. But hey, this is Pride Month. You don't know.
That's true.
Gay people exist. Jeremy, would you
Happy
die?
Pride, by the way.
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride, everybody.
Jeremy, would you die?
Yeah. I don't think she cares. Like, she sat by the phone for days after, like, one date.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that him being like, hey, man, just a quick heads up. I happen to have a son, and bigger plot twist, I love him. I don't think she cares. Like, I don't think that, like, she's going to be like, oh, well, I don't think this will work out. I think at that moment she'll be like, oh, well, I'll kill you. You know what I mean?
So you would hold auditions to find a woman?
Well, no, I wouldn't. I guess I'm more in a hypothetical where I end up on a date with this person more naturally.
That's fair.
That's very fair.
But, yeah.
I guess. Austin, where can the people find you?
The people can find me mourning the loss of Gangu the Beagle at Austin M. Torres. Wait. You can also find me at my social medias at Austin M. Torres, like Threads, Letterboxd, and the Gram. You can find the show's social media at Would You Die Show across the social mediaverse. You can follow us on YouTube, where you can also watch my short films like Spider, Ice Cream, and The Blood Witch, as well as the trailer for my upcoming short film, Dietary Restrictions. You can join our Patreon, where you can help us fund our trip to Japan that we are now planning with your help. You can also listen to, like Anneliese said earlier, our bonus episodes of a non-horror movie that fits the theme of the month, The Godzilla Project, which we did Mothra versus Godzilla last, so we're pretty early in the Godzilla timeline, but we're rocking and rolling. I fucking love Mothra versus Godzilla. We talk about sports because we like them.
We don't care who knows.
Exactly. And it's only $3 a month. It's a lot of content for just $3 a month. So tell your friends, tell your family, tell everybody. Where can the people find you?
People can find me puking into a dog bowl. You can also
No.
you can also find me on social media at Whimsawillow. That's the Gram. the Letterboxd, the Gram, the Box, the Blur. That's Tumblr.
The Tom.
The Tom. Jeremy, where can the people find you?
The people can find me looking at Austin with one raised eyebrow the next time he tells us he's holding auditions. You can also find me at Annually Funny on all platforms.
That was it. That was his funny for the year.
Thank you, Jeremy, for producing our podcast. Thank you also to Josie Palmer, who does our theme music. You can find her other music on Spotify and Apple Music. You can also find her in all of Austin Torres' productions, I'm pretty sure, as the composer. At least most.
Most.
A big thank you to Alec Gibson at Crosshook Creative for doing all of our beautiful work on our social media. His work is great. You can check it out at wearecrosshook.com. Austin, do you have a hint for the next episode?
It is our first Spanish language film we will be covering, but it's not our first film by its director, which I think is pretty fun. But until then, I'm Austin Torres.
And I'm Anneliese Petersmark.
Kitty, 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 kitty.